There are some faces you never forget. And then there are faces you swear you've seen before, but can't remember where. On a quiet morning in Northbridge, police found a body behind a closed electronics store. No wallet. No phone. No identity. Just one clean, deliberate stab wound. But that wasn't what disturbed them most. It was the face. Everyone who saw it felt the same thing, an unsettling familiarity. Witnesses described him differently, sketches shouldn't have matched, yet somehow, they did. And when the image went public, the city began to panic. Because people didn't just recognize the face. Some of them were the face. This is the story of a killer who didn't leave fingerprints, didn't leave clues. But left behind something far more terrifying. The feeling that identity itself could be stolen. This is the borrowed face killer. The first call came just after 6:40 a.m., when the city was technically awake but not yet alert. A woman walking her dog had stumbled across a body behind a row of dumpsters outside a closed electronics store in Northbridge. The victim was a man in his mid-30s, neatly dressed, with no wallet, no phone. One precise stab wound beneath the rib cage. Clean. Intentional. What unsettled the dispatcher, though, was how the caller described the man. I think I've seen him before, she kept saying. But I can't place him. By the time patrol arrived, she was sitting on the curb, repeating the same words, shaking. Officers felt it too, the victim's face wasn't striking. Not ugly, not handsome. Just, familiar. The body had no identification. Fingerprints were clean. No missing persons matched. It was as if he'd appeared out of nowhere. 2 days later, witnesses came forward. A delivery driver, a bartender, a security guard. Each had seen a man near the dumpsters just before the estimated time of death. Each description was wildly different. Angular jaw, narrow eyes. Soft, round features. Older, lined face. The sketches, when they came back, were something else. Despite the varying accounts, every composite seemed similar. Not identical, but disturbingly close. Same neutral expression, same proportions, same eyes that seemed to follow you. Detective Mara Lewis felt a chill when she laid the sketches side by side. These shouldn't look alike, she said quietly. The sketch artist shrugged. He had drawn exactly what witnesses told him. That was the problem. The first sketch went public. Within hours, tips flooded in. People insisting the man was a coworker, a neighbor, a friend. But every story fell apart. Scars, voices, timelines didn't match. The face was close, but never exact. 9 days later, a second body was discovered, a jogger in a quiet neighborhood. Same wound, same lack of ID. And the same unsettling familiarity. Witnesses again disagreed on details, and the sketches once more converged. When the second sketch was released, something changed. People didn't just call in tips, they showed up at the station, at City Hall, at local news offices. Men claiming to be the sketch, or almost the sketch. One man sat across from Lewis calmly. He could have walked right out of it. But fingerprints and an airtight alibi confirmed he was innocent. He left, almost disappointed. The media coined a name, the borrowed face killer. It began as a joke on late-night radio. Then it stuck. Because this killer wasn't leaving signatures in blood. He left them in confusion. The third victim, a woman, was found in an abandoned office building. Same precise wound. Same lack of ID. And again, the faces carried that unsettling sense of recognition. Lewis began noticing a pattern. Each victim led strangely thin lives, few friends, minimal digital presence, patchy employment. Some had changed names. Some were thought to be dead years earlier. Faces borrowed. Lives rewritten. She pored over old cases, unsolved homicides spanning 2 decades. 6 more victims. Each followed the same pattern, witnesses couldn't agree. Sketches converged. Suspects looked right, until they didn't. Every case went cold, the victims unidentifiable. Lewis consulted Victor Hale, an elderly former sketch artist. He confessed he had worked a similar case years earlier and had quit because it haunted him. "I drew the same face over and over," he said. "Once I realized I'd drawn myself." Lewis didn't sleep that night. A 4th body was found before dawn. This time, there was an ID. Daniel Price. But dental records revealed Price had died in a house fire 12 years prior. The man on the slab was Daniel Price, or someone borrowing his identity. Lewis understood then, this wasn't a killer choosing victims. It was a killer choosing identities. Borrowing them. Discarding them. Wearing familiarity like camouflage. When she confronted her captain, he didn't deny it. "Some people don't stick," he said quietly. "They slide between records, between memories. And sometimes, they kill the ones who notice." The final witness came forward a week later, a child who had seen the man leaving the 4th crime scene. When the sketch artist worked with him, the boy drew a face. Perfect. Not generic. Not vague. Unmistakably her. Lewis resigned the next day. The case was officially closed, unresolved, unexplainable. No suspect. No answers. Sometimes, late at night, she catches her reflection in a dark window. And she wonders if the face staring back has been borrowed, and how many of the people around her are wearing borrowed faces too.